Due to strong language, viewer discretion is advised. Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Don't talk to me when I'm mad.
A mom out of control.
I have tried to tell Jessica to stop yelling.
Leave me alone.
Your job is not to yell and scream back and forth.
Doing what? Dad, come on.
A family in crisis.
You need to get help. I don't like you.
You are a drunk, you are a rageaholic, and if that was seen by the wrong people, those children would be out of that house like that.
Plus, her husband's mad she lost 100 pounds.
Did you ask her to gain weight back?
But she's loving it.
You're like somebody with a new car that wants to give everybody a ride.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've hurt long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Ready, free, take.
I'm going to get you the help that you need. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Go, Dr. Phil.
How are you? How are you? Thanks very much. All right, the video you are about to see was recorded by a beautiful 14-year-old girl just hours after her family was confirmed to be on the show. Now, imagine being behind the camera and witnessing your mother. Well, take a look.
And I'm tired of it, and it's gonna end because I'm sick of it. I'm always in the middle of it, and you do it on purpose. You want to be right now, and you've been to me for the past couple of days. You keep.
Well, then we don't need to go to Dr. Phil. There's no point.
Pissing me and the kids off on purpose.
I'm not pissing
Yes, you
anyone.
are.
Doing what?
That meat was for him.
So what else have I done to piss people off?
You got mad at me because I was talking to my family the past 2 days. Boy, all you're doing
You're drinking all night, and you're mobbing in the room at 11 o'clock at night.
all you're doing is talking to your family on the phone. Well, I'm sorry I haven't seen
And
these
then
people.
you come in that room and you wake me and
Or
Tristan
talk
up.
to them in 18
I'm doing
years.
Dr. Phil with you.
You can yourself.
Okay, that's fine.
Look at how this clever 14-year-old pushed in on the beer cans on the counter. This was her, not us. We weren't involved in this. Why? Because she says their issues are not only about her mother screaming and yelling, but also about her mother's drinking. Now, Jessica, the mother, admits to drinking a couple of beers a night to tune everything out. She can't commit to a wedding date due to the constant fighting with her fiancé, Robbie. Take a look.
I do have a major issue with anger, which turns into rage at times.
Don't talk to me when I'm mad. Leave me alone.
My rage is pretty bad. I just start screaming, and it's an everyday thing.
And I'm tired of it, and it's gonna end because I'm sick of it.
When Jessica drinks a lot, she often raises her hand like she wants to hit me. Jessica has hit me on multiple occasions. Most recently, 2 weeks ago, I was sleeping and I just didn't hear the phone ring. And she proceeded to hit me in my head while I was laying in bed half asleep. We went to a Christmas party. Apparently, she thought some girl had looked at me. She took her umbrella out of her purse and whacked me across my face to the point where it split my lip. When she struck me across the face with the umbrella. And when I dropped her off, this is where she kicked my truck and put a little dent in my truck.
When things between us are out of control, I freak out. A few years ago, we got into an argument. He grabbed the baby. When I tried to grab the baby back, I scratched Robbie's neck, and Robbie called the police, and they took me to jail. I was in jail for the whole weekend.
It's not my fault that he doesn't.
It is your fault. As soon as he walked in, you grabbed wanted to grab the rest of the meat, and you wanted to do it on purpose.
I feel like Robbie picks on the kids, and I feel like I always have to defend them.
And I'm tired of it, and it's gonna end because I'm sick of it. I'm always in the middle of it, and you do it on purpose.
I'm stressed out every day.
Jessica drinks every day.
And I have anxiety, and I self-medicate just about every day. I drink a couple of beers.
I have seen Jessica consume 12+ beers multiple times.
There are days where I know that I drink too much.
Jessica is mean when she drinks, constantly puts me down in front of the kids. Jessica is very verbally abusive.
I have called Robbie and my 2 older children an idiot, a jerk, and a bitch. What makes me angry is they just don't ever listen to me. There's only so much that I can take, and I just blow up.
You can yourself.
I won't marry Jessica if she doesn't quit drinking and stop yelling at me every day.
You're treating me like.
Okay, I'm curious for the two of you. I'm always anxious to get people's reaction after they kind of see their lives on tape.
I'm in awe. I can't believe that that's how it goes.
My reaction to this is I've never obviously seen myself act that way, but I know that I act that way. I don't like how things are between us, how things are between the kids, how I act, the issues I have, past issues that I have that have come into the relationship that have made me this monster, this horrible, I feel like I'm just a horrible mom. I'm not being a good mom. There's a lot of issues. We're always fighting about the kids. I want us to be happy. I want us to be a functional, happy, healthy family.
If this is your chance, this is your opportunity to make something happen, what is your question for me?
What do I need to do to make this family work?
You are a drunk, you are an alcoholic, you are a rageaholic, you are out of control, and as long as that happens, this will never change. You are abusing your children mentally, you are abusing your children verbally. And if that was seen by the wrong people, those children would be out of that house by Child Protective Services like that.
How do I change me drinking? How do I change me abusing my kids verbally? How do I deal with my emotions? How am I going to deal with my anger?
Well, first off, you acknowledge that you're out of control and you're hurting the people that you love most in this world.
Yes.
Do you get that?
Yes.
I saw this in the background of you yelling and screaming, okay? I took the audio out because I just don't want to hear it. But do you see what I see right there? Right there. Freeze that.
My son.
While all of this is going on, and you're telling him to go do things that are not anatomically possible, you're yelling, you're screaming, you're threatening, you're raging. That child is sitting there watching it. And who was taking the video?
My daughter.
Your other child.
This is what goes on. This is how I act.
And that's wrong. You had to come here to talk to me to figure out that what you're doing is wrong.
No, I know it's wrong, and that's why I am here, is to get help with dealing with me acting that way, my emotions,
You're even lying to me on tape. You said, I drink a couple beers, you know, sometimes to kind of tune out a little bit.
I do.
Really?
I do. Sometimes it's more. On the weekends, it's a lot more. I don't have to go to work. I don't have to get up in the morning.
He says that you are mean when you're drunk and you get drunk every day.
I do not get drunk every day.
Okay, how many days? 5 out of 7? 4 out of 7? 3? 2?
I would say 2.
How many?
I do not get drunk every day.
How many times are you close or with what they classify as a good buzz? Jessica,
on the weekends.
You just don't drink 2 beers at night. You'll buy a 6-pack and you'll drink.
Some days, yes. I drink more than 2. I drink more than 3. I've admitted to that.
So you started drinking a month ago.
Yeah, I got to the point where I didn't know what to do.
It was working so well for her, you said, you know, hell, let's jump in here. I'll join in.
It wasn't the right decision. I know that. So I know that what I did for a month was wrong. And
so one of y'all's questions is, should you get married? Right?
I do love her. That's why I've been here for 8 years.
There's someone else in this family I'd like you to meet. She says Robbie is an absolute ass. She said he's a nitpicking, SOB, selfish egomaniac, while Jessica is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And what we're talking about is Jessica's mother. We're going to meet her after the break, and then I'm going to start putting some verbs in my sentences on exactly what needs to happen here. We'll be right back.
A lot of the anger issues I have are because of you. Okay. I don't like you.
I know you don't.
I don't.
I know you don't, and I don't know why.
And later...
I don't want to hurt them. I love them very much. And I knew that I had to do something.
You need to get help.
My mom is a big influence on, I feel, kind of turning my children against me. And she fills their head with all kinds of all the time. I'm angry because I just feel like I don't get any respect from my two older children because I feel like they walk all over me.
Jessica's mother believes they do not know what a serious relationship is, and that, frankly, they just need to break up and go their own ways.
Jessica's relationship with Robbie has always been tumultuous. When Jessica and Robbie first got together, they were trying to outdrink each other. He drinks every day now. She is depressed. She has severe anxiety, and she self-medicates with alcohol. Jessica becomes enraged when she's been drinking. It used to always be yelling and screaming.
You're treating me like...
And I've told her, why don't you scream louder so the next county can hear you too? I noticed a change in Jessica's behavior. She became physical. Jessica's oldest son got into a fight with her youngest son. Jessica took a hammer and smashed the flat screen TV. I picked her up and pulled her out of the room, and that scared me. It was heartbreaking. I can tell you, the older children do not like their mother. Jessica's eldest son calls his mother a dumb bitch, a stupid idiot. It's awful. I understand that people can be pushed to a point of no return, and I'm fearful that she's there. I think Robbie and Jessica both need help. I don't think it's a good idea that those two get married. This alcohol business is going to ruin her life.
You're concerned about the drinking as well.
Yes, sir.
And now he started drinking.
Yes.
So you say we've got a house with...
2 drunks now.
2 drunks.
Every day. And what about my grandchildren? Mm-hmm. Who's going to stand up and speak for them? I'm very concerned.
Dr. Phil?
Yeah?
Will you ask Jessica's mom how many times she's been married?
Okay. How many times have you been married?
3 times.
So
3
would
times?
you take relationship advice from a person that's been married 3 times?
Oh, hell, I think a blind man could see what she's describing. Are you kidding me?
Well, no,
Because
I know.
she can't keep her own marriage together 3 times, you think that makes this any less toxic?
No, I'm not saying
So
that.
you just wanted to smear her character while she was talking about yours?
No, but she's trying to smear ours.
I'm not trying to smear anybody's character here because I love you both. You have a beautiful family.
How is that when you tell me to get rid of him because he's an ass and you tell him to get rid of me? How are you helping us?
I've
How
never
are you
told him
helping
to get
us
rid
get
of you.
along?
I've never told him to get rid of you.
You have messed up my life
I
from
have.
the time I was an infant.
Really?
Yes.
How so?
I did not want you here. A lot of the anger issues I have are because of you.
Okay.
I don't like you.
I know you don't.
I don't.
I know you don't, and I don't know why. What have I done to you?
Let's see, you didn't feed me as a baby. You
What?
pawned me off on Grandma. You put me through 3 marriages.
You don't much care for her.
I don't.
And you think that the way you are
Yes.
is a product of what you lived with.
Yes, right.
How many times did you want to say, will you just settle down? Will you just shut up?
Many times.
What do you think your children would like to do?
They would like to do the same thing to me.
You know, sometimes, I have cards that I, just in case I need facts, that I carry out here, and I write down on top in my own terrible handwriting things that I want to make sure I don't forget to talk about, no matter if a damn earthquake hits. I need to cover these points in order to do a good job, because I take my job very seriously. Do you see what I've written right here?
Legacy?
Legacy. No right to continue. I have no doubt that there is a legacy of chaos and turmoil here. And so we just have this generational pass-through. Well, when does somebody stand up and say, enough is enough, it stops here, it stops now, my children will not be scarred the way I was?
I have tried to tell Jessica to stop drinking. I have tried to tell her to stop yelling. Even Jessica's mom would attest to that.
Let me tell you something, Dad. Your job is to be a leader, not to stand there and yell and scream back and forth. Did you say to your stepson, if you guys get married, when his mother said you need to go stay with your biological father for a while, did you say you're just angry because she picked me over you? That's not an essay question.
I might have said that. I very well could have, yes.
Yeah.
I know he said that.
Yes, I did.
Then I'd lighten up on the lecture. Okay? You're telling her, would I listen to somebody that's been married 3 times? Would I listen to somebody who told a child, ha, 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 she picked me over you, that's why you're angry? Very mature.
No, it's not.
Come on. We're going to hear from 14-year-old Audrey and 15-year-old Billy when we come back.
She'll have one beer and then it just continues.
She came into my room and smashed my TV and threw my Xbox down the stairs.
When she drinks, it really hurts me. It like makes her a different person and it's really bad.
Jessica curses in front of these kids all the time, so now they're starting to act like her.
Give me my phone right now! No.
I can see a lot of similar characteristics in the kids and their mom. Her daughter is starting to get that anger kind of aspect that her mom has, and yelling and screaming and get in shouting matches.
Well, Jessica and Robbie have been engaged for over 7 years. But he says the wedding won't happen if she doesn't curb her anger and her drinking. So naturally, I want to hear what the children have to say. But we're not showing their faces because I don't think you do that in this kind of a situation. I don't think it's appropriate. So we'll take a look at the tape and then I'll get these parents' reaction.
My mom is an alcoholic. She'll have one beer and then it just continues. She just keeps having more and more and more, and that's when she gets so angry at us and she like calls us names.
You can yourself.
My mom has anger issues. When she drinks, it makes it worse.
Leave me alone.
When my mom drinks, she throws stuff. She came into my room and smashed my TV and threw my Xbox down the stairs.
She ignores me all the time. She doesn't really know much about me because she never pays attention to me.
My mom is missing out because she's always drinking all the time. She never spends time with us.
Robbie is not right for the family. He makes my mom really upset all the time. She's always stressed out because of him.
It is your fault. As soon as he walked in, you grabbed the rest of wanted to grab the rest of me. And you wanted to do it on purpose.
He wants to be the boss of everybody. I feel like my mom and Robbie are different from other kids' parents. Whenever my friends are over here, they're always arguing and I feel embarrassed. When she drinks, it really hurts me because it like makes her a different person and it's really bad. I would like my mom to get better and stop her drinking, and I don't want to live with Robbie. I just want to be with my mom.
What's your reaction to what your children just said?
It hurts me. Audrey is upset with Robbie a lot of times, and so is Billy, because Robbie tries to instill discipline, rules. They don't like that. I feel like he does pick on them all the time, to me, he's picking on my kids, and I feel like I have to be this mama bear and protect them, and we're always arguing about what's the right way to discipline and what's not. And
did you see a different tape than I saw?
I was just...
No, seriously, did you?
No.
I asked you what you thought about what your kids had to say. Your son's talking about throwing stuff, kicking stuff, throwing it down the stairs. Your daughter crying over the fact that she watches you getting drunk and knows you're going to get meaner when you get drunk. And you want to talk to me about your plan for discipline in the home? That's your reaction? Are you that disconnected here?
No, I was just trying to refer to one comment that she had.
Let's refer to the rest of the comments. I asked you what your reaction was about what your children said about you.
I'm hurting my children. I'm hurting them. It hurts me. I know I'm hurting them. I don't want to hurt them. I love them very much. And I knew that I had to do something.
You need to get help.
Did you hear the last thing that your daughter said?
Yes.
What did she say?
She said she just wants to be with her mom.
She said she wants her mom back.
I don't want to be this way.
So she's drunk and you're immature, and that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
No, seriously. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just saying, look, I just call it the way I see it. You deserve for me to tell you the truth as I see it, right? Listen, I'm not the repository of all knowledge. I could be wrong. I'm not, but I could be. In this situation, it's not a tough call.
Sure.
You guys have no relationship skills whatsoever. You are damaged people.
Yes.
And as a result, you contaminate this relationship, and you contaminate the children in the crossfire. You know, kids, particularly in a blended family, have needs. The first thing they need is acceptance. They need to know that there's an assurance of safety, that they have emotional safety, physical safety. They need to have freedom of guilt or blame for the divorce, the fact that the biological parents aren't there, that they don't want to blame themselves for trouble that's going on in the blended family. They have a need for structure. They need to know that there is a stable parent with the strength to conduct the business of the family. That there is somebody that is strong enough to say, this family is going to be stable and you don't have to deal with adult issues. We'll be adults, you be kids, we'll handle everything else. And can this get better? I mean, do you think this can get better?
I feel that if we have help, yes.
Do you think it can get better?
If we have the proper guidance, yes.
Yeah. I do. I think it can get better. I mean, you can't fall off the floor, right?
No.
I mean, you are doing so much wrong that it's got to improve. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I think needs to happen here with great specificity when we come back.
My fiance Jessica is an alcoholic. If she didn't drink, things would be a lot better. I am very much at the end of my rope. I have done everything I can do up to this point. If Jessica is not willing to stop drinking, then it is time for me to take our son and try and make a better life for him. If Jessica doesn't change, then I will leave.
Let's see what we can agree on. Can we agree that this situation is highly dysfunctional?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can we agree that that is not now nor has never been your intent?
Yes.
You didn't intend to create this kind of chaos. You weren't a little girl in your room thinking about growing up and getting married and having a family and it being this.
No.
Right? Can we agree this was not your intent?
My
right?
parents have been married for 43 years.
You never wanted this kind of thing to go on. You never wanted it for them.
Never.
Okay, but what we have here is toxicity. And so we have to change this. I started out telling you that I think you're a drunk. I think you're an alcoholic. I think you're a rageaholic. That has to change. You need to go to rehab.
Okay.
It's just that simple. Now, I am prepared as a gift to your family to make that available to you. We work with Origins Recovery Center. It is a nationally recognized dual diagnosis treatment center. When I say dual diagnosis, they deal simultaneously with the psychological issues and the addiction issues. They have very gender-specific treatment programs, by the way. You are in it's called Hannah's House, which is for women, and they specialize in the treatment of alcoholism and these co-occurring psychological issues that are specific to women. I'm offering that to you as a gift. Will you accept it?
Yes, I will do whatever it takes to make this work.
You know you need to do that, right?
I know
you
I
can't
need
do
to
this on your own.
I know I can.
You can't do this on your own. While she's gone, you need some help with a parenting plan.
Sure.
And if you're going to be involved here, then you need that help, and I will get that help for you so she doesn't come home to the same broken situation that she left. Will you take that help?
Absolutely.
Because I will get you that help immediately, and you will also be involved in what happens with you down there. This doesn't need to happen like next week or next month. It needs to happen right now. And I'm telling you, in a very short period of time, the world is going to look a good deal different to you. You deserve some peace in your life, don't you?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You deserve some peace, and don't you want it?
Yes.
And I want it for you, and I want it for your 3 beautiful children.
I do too.
All right, we're going to move on. And next, we're going to talk to a woman who's lost 100 pounds. Sounds great, right? Not if you ask her husband, because he says she is no longer the girl he married, and he wants her to gain back every pound or get out. We'll be right back.
I looked at Brendan and I said, in 1 year, I will lose 100 pounds. My husband was very unsupportive. Do you hear my workout?
I guess.
He would make snide comments.
Jessica changed when she started losing weight. It became an obsession.
Okay, and particularly you ladies, I want you to imagine going from this to this. My next guest, Jessica, says she has lost this weight the old-fashioned way, by working out, watching what she would eat, and she claims to have gone from 245 pounds to 145 pounds. That's a 100-pound difference and a hugely healthy change worth celebrating. So why does she claim her husband of 2 years, Brendan, is not only angry with her transformation, but actively trying to make her regain every pound? Take a look.
My husband and I experienced a loss of pregnancy at about 16 weeks. I was instantly convinced it was my weight, and that's why I lost the baby. I looked at Brendan and I said, I'm gonna lose this weight. In 1 year, I will lose 100 pounds. When I started, I was about 245 pounds. When I hit the 50-pound mark, Brendan started to realize that I was serious. It really freaked him out.
I didn't want Jessica to lose all the weight because she would get attraction from other men and I would lose her.
My husband was very unsupportive. Do you hear my workout?
I guess.
He would make snide comments. If I worked out in front of him, he would just be like, you're starting to look really unhealthy. I don't even know why you're doing this. You're already married. What's the point? Do you want to know how many calories I'm burning by doing this?
No, I'm good.
Brendan never said anything positive about the weight loss. Brendan would say, you know, nobody else is ever gonna love you looking like this. In order to sabotage me, Brendan would eat cupcakes in front of me. He would keep horrible food in the house. My favorite candy would show up in random places. There'd be chocolates left everywhere.
Jessica changed when she started losing weight. It became an obsession with the working out.
Brendan had a really hard time when I began strength training. He would constantly tell me that girls with muscles were disgusting, they were ugly. Brendan made sure to tell me that I was never gonna find anybody better than him and that nobody would be attracted to me for anything other than sex.
Well, as Jessica's weight loss progressed, Brendan admits that his obsession over her worsened.
Brendan has always been controlling over me. Brendan is so jealous that even a minor trip to the grocery store, he wants to go with me because he's petrified somebody will look at me and steal me away from him.
I did not like Jessica going to the gym all the time.
He looked at my cell phone messages, my Facebook messages. He's gone as far as to follow me to the gym. He even joined the gym just so he could watch who was coming in and out. I feel like no matter what I do, he's trying to sabotage who I am.
The more she started changing, I felt like I was getting left in the dust, and it upset me and it pissed me off.
Brendan is very abusive when it comes to threatening.
I knew if I put the negative attention on her that it would destroy her emotionally.
On several occasions, he has actually threatened if he finds out that I'm talking to another man, that he will find that man, he'll kill him, he'll kill me, and told me that if I ever left him, he would slit my throat in front of the mirror so that I could watch myself bleed out.
Okay, let's clear one thing up right quick. You were just popping off and don't mean that, right?
Yes, I had no intentions ever doing that. I think my wife is beautiful.
Why'd you say it?
Because I was scared of losing her.
Well, but you may lose her.
Yeah, I might.
But you don't slit her throat and watch her bleed out.
No.
If she decides to leave you.
No.
Right?
I have no intentions ever doing
Okay,
it.
just want to be real clear on that.
Yes.
And now that you've said that, and it's on record on national television, if you ever do that, if anything ever happens to her, it won't be a long list of suspects, okay? I take that real seriously.
Yeah, I have no intentions ever doing that.
Okay, have you ever been physically abusive with her?
Once.
You need to keep your hands off of her, because I'm telling your wife right now, so you want to be mad, maybe be mad at me, if he is abusive with you, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You don't stay in that relationship under any circumstances or under any theory. So we need to get that off the table right now, okay?
Yeah.
All right. I don't think you're an evil guy, but you need to understand, I know you're getting scared because you think she's attractive, right?
I know she's attractive.
And you think that's a threat to you?
Yes, it is. I feel
What do you
threat.
think about it?
This whole time, he's made sure to make me feel like it doesn't matter what I do, I'm not going to be attractive. And this whole time that I've been losing weight, he couldn't understand that it wasn't ever about being attractive, being more attractive, anything. It was coming and stemming from that day that I sat in the hospital bed when we lost our pregnancy, that I said, I'm going to lose this weight. This is going to be what I do.
But when you did lose the weight...
Oh, it was an added perk, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. And you went out and celebrated.
I guess, to a certain degree.
To a certain degree.
We actually separated for like 2 months. He was constantly putting me down. He was constantly making me feel completely controlled. And I decided to show him what it would be like if he lost complete control. And I went out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
So what exactly happened during Jessica's 57-day hiatus from her husband? Well, we're going to talk to her sister, we're going to find out, and then we're going to talk about what we got to do about this. We'll be right back.
I decided to become the ultimate monster. I became the girl that people were jealous of, were making rumors about, and I kind of liked it. Brendan hurt me so much that it was his turn to suffer. I've always been the big girl, so I never got attention. Ever. This is my first opportunity to really get all the attention that I've been seeking and craving my whole life. I decided to become the ultimate monster. I got my hair bleached blonde, tanned up. They say what we fear we create, and I made that happen for Brendan. I became the girl that people were jealous of, were making rumors about, and I kind of liked it. The first night that I went out in a tiny dress and got attention from every guy you can imagine, trying to buy me drinks, telling me how beautiful I was. I was on top of the world. I was living the fantasy of the girl that I wanted to be my whole life. I had the craziest summer of my life. For 2 months, I could do whatever I wanted. Nobody was telling me what to do. This is my diva dress. I do whatever I want when I wear this dress. This is another singles dress, another success story. If I went on a date or paid attention to another person or another person paid attention to me, I would be sure to tell Brendan every single time. I told Brendan that I slept with other people. I wanted to hurt Brendan. He hurt me so much that it was his turn to suffer.
Okay.
I look like a monster. I look like a monster. That was only during the separation. Like, I was not like that before we
Well, it's
separated.
interesting. You say when I look like a monster, you are grinning ear to ear.
Like, I don't even know what to say. Like,
Well, you're obviously proud of it.
to a certain degree, I'm proud that I'm able to do that now. But at the other side, like, I'm my worst fear now. Like, when we separated, I'm exactly what I always said I didn't want to ever be. Like, I was always jealous of the type of girls who, like, went out and got everything that they wanted. And I was always jealous of that. And the moment that we separated, that's exactly what I became. That is what I became.
Yeah. So you work really hard.
Yes.
And you get this new body. And so you want to show it off.
Yes.
And you get all this attention.
That he doesn't provide me.
You are stunningly gorgeous. I am proud to have you on my arm. Always have been, but I've always been afraid that you were going to walk away as soon as you found something better or found somebody else that you could fix up.
Did you ask her to gain weight back?
I did ask her to stop. More than once, I did. Why? I would ask her to stop because I didn't want her to get unhealthy. Drop too much weight to get unhealthy. And it was my own insecurities. I wanted her to stop because I felt like I was going to lose her.
Instead of being insecure, how about you should have jumped on the train with me and been like, hey, honey, you're doing fantastic. Why don't I try to eat right? Remember, all of this is about health, about being healthy, about wanting more than just appearance.
Well, it wasn't about health during that 57-day hiatus.
57-day hiatus, I agree. I
hear you.
I was the opposite of what I was trying to show the public, of being healthy, of being smart. I did completely go off the deep end. I won't deny that.
Well, then be honest about it. I mean, I hear you singing, but the music ain't right. You say, oh, yeah, it's healthy, healthy, healthy. But then for 57 days, you go out there and you're like somebody with a new car that wants to give everybody a ride.
Well, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't.
See, that's not the part that bothers me the most, is the part that she was doing it out of spite to her.
Well, you weren't there when all this is going on, but your sister was. She was around. Jessica says she went to live with her sister Heather during her 2-month separation from her husband. Well, here's what Heather has to say, and you might be surprised.
Oh.
When Jessica was separated from Brendan and staying with me, she was out of control. It was scary. It was hard to watch. When she didn't have her son, then she would be at the bar every night. The scariest part of Jessica with going out, you could tell her life was just chaos. She just had no control. She didn't seem to care. Jessica likes drama. She always has. She realized that by losing that weight, that she can pretty much do whatever she wants. She can manipulate people to make you believe anything she wants. In Brendan and Jessica's relationship, I don't think it's all Brendan's fault. Jessica cheated on Brendan back in December of 2011, so there was trouble in the relationship before the weight loss. She loves attention even more now. Brendan has reasons to be jealous and worried because she does have this other side where she wants to go out and she wants to be single and she wants to do what she wants and she doesn't want to be tied down.
Well, Jessica's sister Heather is on the phone. Heather, what do you want to say?
I think Jessica maybe just wasn't ready to settle down, but she wanted to. And she just tried to play a role for a long time, and it was just hard for her.
Let me ask you this. If you knew 3 years ago what you know now, would you have married him?
If I could still have my son, probably not.
If you knew what you know now 3 years ago, would you have married her?
Marrying my wife is the best decision I've ever made in life.
You are married. Do you want to stay married?
A part of me? I know it sounds bad. I know it sounds bad, but to go and have such a life-changing event of losing all this weight and the whole time having to completely separate yourself from your husband because he doesn't support you. Can you imagine living so alone for a year? That's how I felt, completely alone, just completely alone.
I felt the same way. You were moving on without me. We had goals that we set when we got married, and you basically said, hell with them. I'll go do this now by myself.
I don't even know what to say.
Okay, I am back with Jessica and Brendan, and look, I'm very happy for you that you've lost this weight, and primarily because it is a significant return to health. You should certainly support that. It is clear to me that we have two people here in a marriage that are not really skilled to be in a relationship. Both of you have made some decisions that have put this relationship at risk and therefore your son's family at risk. So you both have ownership there. At this point, you guys don't have the right to quit this marriage. You don't have the right to decide, well, I'm a different person now and I know what's out there, so I'm just going to go on. That doesn't mean that you can't require more and different things from him. Doesn't mean that you can't change and get redefine things. Listen, relationships are negotiations, and the negotiations never stop. You say, oh, we had goals and we had a deal. Well, people change. People evolve, and so the negotiation never stops. You guys just need to decide, we're going to actually take some time and work on this relationship consciously, proactively. And I have some things that I'm going to suggest for the two of you to do, starting right away. And I'm going to get you some professional help, a marriage counselor that will sit down and say, okay, we can't change what has happened, but let's talk about what needs to happen at this point and make a plan for this marriage so the two of you are committed. You're not ready to quit, are you?
No.
And you're not ready to quit, are you? Then let's do it right going forward instead of wrong. If I make that arrangement for you, will you take that help?
Absolutely.
I want to thank all of my guests today, and thanks again to Origins Recovery Center in South Padre, Texas, for helping Jessica. Go to drphil.com for more information. We'll see you on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks.